Well, the top earners for 2016 in hip hop and rap, the list has been released, and the top 21 earners are as follows. Number 21, we have Rick Ross at $10 million with his Wingstops, his touring, album sales, liquor endorsements, and clothing endorsements. He pulled in $10 million for 2016. Next up at spot number 20, we have Ludacris at $10 million. And we all know he's huge in the movies. He's still touring off of his hit records and hit albums in the past. And his branding deals pull in $10 million for 2016. Next, we have Swizz Beatz at $10.5 million in the 19th spot. He's the new Bacardi Global Director. He also still is producing music, still getting royalties off all his hit records, still touring, still has a Reebok deal, still very major in the music scene, and he's still pulling in $10.5 million a year. Next up, we have Eminem in the 18th spot, making his usual $11 million a year with touring, sales, royalties, and branding with Chrysler, etc. He steady pulls in about $11 million a year. Next up in the 17th spot, Snoop Dogg. He's always making the list with his heavy touring. He tours most of the year. Then he also has his new weed brand, Leafs, which is out of Colorado. He has his own strand and accessories for weed. And then he has his new Mary Jane, which is a Google basically for weed, where you can search things. And this puts him in at $12.5 million for 2016. Next up, we have Macklemore and Ryan Lewis yet again with $14 million at the 16th spot. They do touring, sales, merch, and advertising for brands. You've seen them in many commercials lately, and also lending their hit records to commercials. Has them landing $14 million for 2016. Then we have Lil Wayne in the 15th spot. He's always on the list with $14 million this year with his touring, sponsorships with Samsung. I'm sure you've seen the many Samsung commercials where he's advertising the waterproof feature. Then he was in apartments.com for the Super Bowl. So in 2016, he pulls in $14 million. Next up, we have J. Cole with $14 million for 2016. Heavy touring, heavy steady sales, and sponsorships lands him with $14 million earning for 2016. Next up, A$AP Rocky in the 13th spot. Very big in fashion for 2016 and did tons of live shows. I think he toured 3/4 of 2016, which made him a total of $14.5 million. You've also seen his records featured in many commercials. Next up, a big earner this year in the 12th spot, DJ Khaled, killing it with Snapchat, making $15 million off of brand endorsements and record sales with the major key album and past albums. As we all have seen, he has a huge brand deal with Apple, Apple Music, and Apple Radio, and doing the Apple ads. Been sponsoring Zappos, T-Mobile, Almond Milk, just to name a few. I mean, he has so many brand endorsements, it's impossible to name them all. He also has a new liquor deal and champagne deal. Always been with Ciroc. Now he's with the new the champagne that Rick Ross also endorses called Bel Air. So he made a total of $15 million this year. And this is just the start for DJ Khaled. Snapchat has put him in a whole new branding category. Kanye West, number 11, not a stranger to the list, $17.5 million off of touring, sales, fashion, TV, and his lucrative Adidas deal where he releases new fashion quarterly. Then we have Birdman at number 10, always on the list. He's always going to be on the list, making $18.5 million. He just did an Apple deal. He has a piece of every artist on his label: Nicki Minaj, Drake, Lil Wayne, some of the biggest artists in the game. And also, he had a big boost with his t-shirt sales off the popular Respect Me slogan done at the Breakfast Club. And also, he does lots of club appearances. Number 9 on the list, Kendrick Lamar with his lucrative Reebok deal, heavy touring, and sales. He's made $18.5 million in 2016 alone. Pharrell, number 8 on the list with $19.5 million touring, royalties, his other network, writing, producing, commercials for Fiat and Apple Music. Very major year for Pharrell. I mean, he's always pulling in about $20 million and putting his net worth a little bit higher each year. Pitbull, major earner for the past few years, number 7 on the list. He's had a strong 5 years touring. I think he did 150 performances in 2016 alone. Sales, he just did a hit song for the Norwegian Cruise Line commercials. Bud Light, face of Bud Light, face of Kodak, Dr. Pepper commercials. Has his own fragrance line. That's just a little bit of what Pitbull's doing. He's a international brand, I have to say, making $20 million in 2016 alone. Next up, Nicki Minaj having a great 6-year run, making $20.5 million this year off of performing. Liquor sales, her mobile game Empire, which just came out, and doing many commercials and magazine spreads. She's heavily sponsored. She does many clothing brand sponsors. She's very big in the game right now. And then you have Wiz Khalifa at number 5, making $24 million. I mean, this guy's just killing it year after year, making tons of money. I think he did 70 shows alone in 2016. He's doing many brands, doing hit songs for movies. He has his own weed line, KK. The guy's unstoppable. I mean, he's a big fashion icon. Number 4 on the list, Drake. Huge year with views. Huge year. $38.5 million. Huge Apple deal. Huge Nike deal. Sprite deal. His music sales alone, amazing. Did $1 million the first week on views, and then I think it did $1 million in the second week. I think he's already 3 or 4 times platinum on views. And then he has his new whiskey called Virginia out. So he's just killing all around the board, and he has his new album with Kanye West coming out and Gucci Mane. So he's set to make 2017 an even bigger year. Then Dr. Dre at number 3. We know that it's been a few years since his multi-billion-dollar deal with Apple, with Beats and Apple, and that's still paying off. He still works at Apple, and he had a little boost this year with his hit movie Straight Outta Compton, which killed the box office. So he rakes in $41 million this year. No strangers to the list, Jay-Z. $53.5 million this year with his heavy touring. He didn't even have to drop an album this year, and he didn't have to tour that much, but he did tour. But his Rock Nation is so lucrative right now, and his champagne, Douce, he has his champagne out, and he has the new Douce, which is like a whiskey cognac, and his champagne, we all know Ace of Spades. And he has many, many other ventures, many business deals on the side, making $53.5 million. He's on his way to becoming a billionaire. And man, Puff Daddy, 5 years in a row, number 1, $62 million. I mean, geez, this guy is a workhorse. I mean, he has his Ciroc, tons of non-music ventures with music, Revolt TV. He has this Bad Boy reunion tour, and think of all the royalties from all the hit records with Biggie, Faith, Shine, Mace. You know, he's always raking in the cash with Bad Boy Records. He has French Montana about to drop. So this completes the list for 2016. Very big earnings this year. I'm looking forward to what the 2017 list is going to be and who's going to make it.